the kids are suffering a lot more than me. And she said, notice that. So I closed my eyes and we did that again. And then she said, what'd you observe? And at that point I started crying. And I opened my eyes and I said, I feel sad for them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. More quick and dirty this time. Still working through Cap C, still studying. I'm like literally studying for the first time since school. If you're here for the main content, which will be in the like title and thumbnail, but basically is going to be a mash together of parenting and marriage underwater when you're both underwater.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we're going to do what we always do, which is laugh. And one of the easiest ways that we can do that unprepared is have a list of questions that we ask each other. So I'm going to have you start. I'm putting you on the spot.
Put me on the spot first. Okay, sounds good. Welcome back, everybody, by the way.
What's up?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm in shorts today, so just
I don't
FYI.
even like.
I know she didn't like that, but
no, I
okay.
don't.
We're gonna make it work. Thank you guys.
It's blinding. You need a tan.
So, and I will get one, but
okay.
I'm getting there.
Good.
All right, here we go. This is my first.
I've got some self tanner you can use.
Okay, sounds
right.
good.
I'm not putting it on you though.
Fair enough.
Gotta do that yourself.
Fair enough. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you were hiring someone, what would the 3 most important criteria be? I think that's interesting.
Detail oriented.
Okay.
Trustworthy.
Okay.
And empathetic.
Okay.
Yeah, those are mine.
Okay, why? Just out of curiosity.
Detail,
you don't have to go through all of them.
Detail oriented is like huge for me.
Okay.
If I see a bunch of little mistakes, it makes me crazy. I think that the product that you put out speaks to it is like how you represent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if it's not, I mean, I would say perfect, because I tend to be a perfectionist when it comes down to like professional stuff. I mean, it reflects. I understand not everybody has that strength, but I'm the one hiring, so I get to decide what that strength would be, and so that would be the one that I'd be choosing. And I think because if they're not detail oriented, then I have to go behind them. I've had people work underneath me that were not, and I've had people work underneath me that were. The ones that were, I didn't have to check their stuff. I mean, I did the first like little while, and then when I knew that I could trust their stuff and put my name behind it without a doubt, that makes it to where I can delegate to that person.
Mm-hmm.
And then the very opposite with the people that I don't even know, the one person that comes to mind, I don't even know if this was detail oriented or lazy, but either way, it requires a lot of additional work for me because I'm not putting my name behind a product that is riddled with stuff, you know? And then empathetic because of what I've experienced in the workplace and the discrimination that I've gone through. People have lives and children and partners and spouses and whatever. And you got to be a real human being. Okay. Or you're not on my team. And what was the other one? I don't even remember. Oh, trustworthy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need to trust you to be on time. I don't care what you do as long as you get your job done. That's always been my mentality, unless I don't, let the dryer sing for a second, because it's probably picking up on the microphone.
Yeah, it may be. Sorry, I'm washing clothes,
But yeah, so, yeah, those are mine. And if we're doing rapid fire, we should skip your answers and just go.
Why?
Okay, we'll give them fast.
Okay, so for me is work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
You can't teach that. You got to have it.
Okay, you could teach it.
No, you can't teach work ethic.
You could.
Somebody's got to want to be good at what they do.
I think you can teach it in childhood.
Maybe.
But you're not hiring children.
Correct,
so.
Exactly.
Okay,
so that's
fair.
why that's not. Number 2,
I mean, you could hire children.
Number 2, they need to be a go-getter. And what
Sheen hires children.
What, who?
What? I'm sorry. Just keep going.
Anyway, the 2, they've got to be a go-getter. Like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, I got too
Self-starter.
much to do. Yeah, I got too much to do on a daily basis. I cannot,
babysit.
sit there and babysit them because I babysit kids at home. I don't need to babysit.
You babysit your own children?
Yeah.
That's a trap. You do not.
I do too.
No, you don't. I expressly reject that, and I'm an attorney, so I'm using that language.
We got to keep them.
I expressly reject I expressly reject your statement of you babysit your own children.
We do have to.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't. You're not babysitting your children.
Yeah, we are.
They're your children. You're parenting them.
I'm babysitting them.
You're
You
parenting
can call it
them.
what you want, but it's still babysitting.
Oh
me.
boy, I'm clipping this. This is perfect material. Right off the right. Some of our best stuff is unplanned, man. I mean, it's always unplanned, let's be honest, but like, yeah. Thank you. That was a
But
good
it is.
that,
What I
that was a
mean by
good
that.
clippable moment. What's your third?
I'm just saying. The other one is probably, what do you do? I guess it would be the way you handle when you make a mistake. Do you own up to it? I guess trustworthy would probably be the word for that.
I mean, yeah.
Because we're all going to make a mistake, right? It's going to happen.
Sure.
When that does happen, what do you do? Do you try to...
Will you lean a little closer to your mic?
Yeah, I mean, I can, but I thought I was speaking loud enough.
You never are. You lean a little closer to it.
Okay. Can I move this for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Like,
there you go.
No, like
How's
closer.
that? Okay. Ooh, that's really close. All right. I didn't realize it
Good,
was
because
supposed
you're
to be.
always so quiet.
I didn't realize that. All right. So that's my three, I think.
All right.
And those are, if I was hiring, that's what I would look for the most.
Okay.
Um,
My turn?
yeah.
What's your favorite thing about me?
Oh, goodness gracious. There's a lot. I'm
Okay,
having
well,
trouble
you got.
dialing down
Don't
just
even
one.
try that. The line doesn't work. What's your favorite thing about me?
It's gotta,
No, that line's not gonna work.
has nothing to do
You're
with
not
the
picking me
line.
up. You're not picking me up.
Huh?
You already got me. So what's your favorite thing about me? No pickup lines.
Does it have to be like...
It can't be physical.
Well, I didn't. I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, rude.
I'm not saying.
I'm just kidding.
Goodness gracious alive.
Come on.
You're a fantastic mother.
Okay.
There you go.
It's on the record.
Okay.
Thank you. That was the whole point of me asking that.
Okay.
I just wanted something nice recorded.
Well, good grief. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to ask it every time.
Okay.
I'm eager to do my other two, so will you do yours?
Oh, yeah. Is it my turn again already?
Mm-hmm.
Goodness, that was
Told
quick.
you it was rapid fire, man. I got lots of studying
It's
to do.
quick, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Because this is, with it being Masters Week, I thought it was pretty good to bring up one of these. Is there any sport or hobby whose appeal you struggle to understand?
Golf?
Really? Interesting.
Well, you already know that. You just brought it up because of Masters.
Okay. I thought it was interesting.
It's not even a sport, number one.
It is.
It's a game.
I mean, it's
It is wholeheartedly a game.
People compete. It's a sport.
It is a game. You can compete in all kinds of stuff. We compete right here in this room every time we film this podcast.
So maybe it's a sport then. Maybe it is competing as a sport.
No, I'm saying when you and me compete, it's not a sport. So therefore, competing doesn't make a sport.
Well, what do you consider a sport then?
Something that requires like athletic ability, not coordination, athletic ability. Football, basketball, soccer, rugby, those kinds of things.
I would go as far to say
Volleyball,
that
swimming.
I would go as far to say I bet
Horseback
you a lot
riding.
of those golf people, they got to be in shape too to walk and do what all they
They're
do.
walking.
I get it.
They're fine. They're not put them on a basketball court and see how far they get.
Well, that's not what they went in to be though.
But that's not my point. My point is that it's not a sport. Anyway, you asked me the appeal. I think it's exceptionally boring. There's none.
I love playing it. I just can't afford doing it.
No.
But,
Yeah. No thanks. I'm not going with you. I love you.
okay.
You'll have to find someone else.
Okay.
Like a man.
Yeah, I will.
Specifically. No women.
Aiden may do it. He'd like it.
Okay, well, if you get him into golf, I'm not coming to watch his stuff. Actually, that's not true. I would.
You absolutely would too.
definitely
That's
would.
not fair.
Okay.
Mine
fair.
is soccer. I can't stand it.
I know.
I cannot stand it.
I didn't ask you for yours.
Well, I don't care. I'm going to say it anyways. It bores me to tears.
I know.
I'd rather take a rusty nail and knock it through my foot.
It's interesting.
Yes, it just is. So that's how bad I hate soccer. Like, I'm sorry, and I know my brother-in-law loves it. I apologize.
Austin does. Yep.
I love him, but gosh, that sport.
You're going to a professional soccer match, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm going to
You're going to enjoy it,
sleep
is
half
what you're
the
going to
time.
do. Get yourself a beer and enjoy it.
be sleeping.
Can I ask my next one? I'm excited.
Go for it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful was it when you finally admitted I was right about speech therapy and that you did need it?
It really wasn't painful.
So on a scale of 1 to 10,
It
how
wasn't.
how hard was it on the last podcast for you to admit I was right?
It doesn't bother me.
I don't believe you.
It really doesn't.
I don't believe you.
It
Nor
really
do I
doesn't
like your
bother me.
answer.
Why?
Because it
That's
was
the
painful
truth.
for you. You don't like to admit I'm right about anything.
Sure, I will
No,
if
you
it
don't.
is. If
Okay,
you
tell me
are.
3 things I'm right about.
Babe, I can't remember it off the cuss like that. I'd have to
Cusp?
go back and think. Yeah.
Isn't it? Is it cusp?
Cusp. Yeah,
I
off
don't-
the cusp,
Is it?
I think.
I don't know. I have low key had trouble like spelling words lately. I think there's something wrong with me.
I don't know.
I'm like actually getting a little worried.
I don't know.
I've never
I think you just got a lot going through your brain.
Maybe.
It's just hard to process everything.
maybe, but I'm forgetting words that I know. It's weird. But anyways, sorry, that was not what you were saying, and I totally lost my train of thought.
Yeah, but
The correct answer is supposed to be it was really painful.
it's not. I have no problem with that. I don't have a problem
Then
when
you don't
somebody's
tell
right.
me when I'm right when we're not in this room.
Babe, I just am not like.
It's like the microphone brings it out.
What do you mean
But
it
you,
brings it out.
yeah, you'll readily admit I'm right on the mic. That's why I like to record it.
Okay, if you want to go back and listen to it, sure.
I do lots of
Okay.
times when I'm sad.
What in the
I'm
world?
just kidding.
Goodness
Dang it. Why do I
gracious.
keep saying I'm just kidding? I'm supposed to let that go. I'm losing my faculties.
Yeah.
I just said I'm kidding on a
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Okay. Keep going. Is it
Name
my
one
turn again?
name one thing I'm right about
What?
besides that one.
What do you mean?
In the last week. Name one thing I've been right about.
Continuing to fight for Mila to get her.
No,
captured.
right. Like right.
That's right.
Like something we disagreed on and I was right.
Oh gosh, I don't know what we disagreed on in the
Oh,
last.
there's lots.
I don't know. I don't remember it being that much.
Okay, well, out of what
You
you
act
do.
like we fight all the time. I don't.
No,
feel
I
like
don't
we
mean
do.
fight. I just mean like
Argue.
couples disagree or argue. Yeah, we
Yeah.
disagree.
But
It's our love language. So
I don't
you got
know.
one?
No, I don't remember
How
anything.
about
this last week.
your like the whole I don't know therapy debacle? Was I right?
About what?
Where you basically got mad at me because
I didn't get mad at
but
you.
you didn't get mad at me, but
I
you
didn't at all.
you kind of like
You make it seem like I'm this like terrible, like
no,
person.
you got a little
I
irritated.
got frustrated at the situation. I absolutely
Yeah,
did.
but
Yeah.
you kind of directed it at me a little bit.
I
And
don't
you
feel
still haven't
like I did.
apologized, by the way.
I don't feel like I did.
You did, and you still haven't apologized. I told you to process it, and that was like 36 hours ago.
I don't feel like I directed it at you. Therefore, that's probably why I don't really understand.
Okay, so no apology. That's
well,
what we're
I don't
landing.
really understand what I'm supposed to be apologizing for. I'm frustrated at a situation, not you.
You took it out on me. You were frustrated at me.
I don't think so.
All right, we're gonna lose people here.
Okay.
Don't worry, we love each other very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're next.
Again.
And also, he was not mad at me for going to therapy. Just to clarify,
Yeah, that's not.
just
it at
felt
all.
like it.
I went twice. No, isn't it your turn or is it my turn? This is the last one.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, this is the last one, isn't it? For me, this is
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
one.
yeah. You're right.
Okay.
And don't think that we're done after the questions. Remember, you
No,
thought
I
that
know.
last time.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. I got you this time.
Mm-hmm.
If you had enough money to retire tomorrow, what would you do for the rest of your life?
Have you noticed how very different our questions are?
Yeah.
Mine are like funny, and yours are you're just genuinely interested in my answer.
Yeah.
And I just forgot what you asked me.
Okay. If you had enough money to retire tomorrow, what would you do for the rest of your life?
Volunteer.
Doing what?
I would say animal shelter, but that's a dangerous idea.
No.
Cuddle babies.
Okay.
No. I would get into equestrian stuff. Horses.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Give me a pitchfork. I will clean their stalls. I don't care. Whatever. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I love it so much. Brings me so much joy and comfort, and I don't know. Horses have a really unique way of sensing your emotions, and when you're confident around them, they're confident, and when you're scared, they're scared, and yeah, they're really cool animals. I love them. Love them.
Cool.
I volunteered when Aiden did his little his like the horse camp that he did last summer or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit there and groom them. Brought me So much happiness. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Cool.
So I would ride for fun. Like I would hone in that skill. Like, I mean, I know how to ride, but I would like get really good at it. And then I would also probably volunteer at like a equine therapy place. Equine therapy is super cool. Do you know what that is?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's amazing what they can do. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
That'll be my next fight, is getting Medicaid to pay for that.
Yeah. I don't know. I doubt that, but yeah.
I know. Okay. After everything we've been through together, the stroke, the legal battles, the job, the podcast, Mila's stuff, my stuff, what's the one thing you thought you were better at than me? And how long did that delusion last?
Goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm. Specifically, something that you were deluded to think.
What does that mean?
Like crazy. Delusion. Fully off your radar. Gosh, I mean, your rocker.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I handle...
What was the one thing you thought you were better at than me and no longer believe?
Nothing.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, then let me flip it. What am I better at than you?
Multitasking.
You tell me I'm terrible at multitasking all the time.
You are though. Like you can handle different things.
Wait, so I'm terrible at multitasking, but I'm better than you? Mm-hmm. Okay, well that's a low bar. What? Give me something else. Give me something else.
Gosh, I don't know.
No, give me something real. What am I better at than you that matters? And don't say mom, because you're a man.
I don't know. Gosh, probably.
I think you have things in your brain that you just don't want to say because they're painful.
No? Mm-hmm. I mean, probably like intellectually, you're a lot smarter than me there.
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
It's kind of rude to yourself.
It's the truth. It is what it is.
I think you're really smart.
Well, I appreciate it.
I mean, you're not as smart as me, but you're still really smart.
Small point.
Well, I mean, most people are not.
Okay.
So.
Glad you feel that way.
I'm married to a genius.
Cool.
I know. It's pretty incredible, huh?
It is.
What's it like?
I don't know.
You don't?
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to be married to a genius? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. So you're rejecting the fact that I'm a genius.
I'm rejecting the fact you think you are, yeah.
Okay. No, I can think I am. You're just rejecting it as a fact. Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever. Oopsie. That's all the questions we got, right?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was our little comedic relief bit for a second. Yep. It was fun. The reason we're doing this so fast, just as like a introduction into what we're going to talk about now, is if you don't know, I am currently fighting for a Cap C Medicaid waiver here in the state of North Carolina. It's for kids that are medically fragile. The state is arguing that our daughter Mila, who's 5, her brain injury from birth, doesn't count to make her eligible for a physical disability or whatever. I mean, their logic is so flawed. It's unbelievable. But, so I'm fighting that, appealing it. The problem is we had representation, a lawyer, had a call with the judge, and they scheduled something called a motion summary judgment, which is like literally, first of all, law is exceptionally boring. So let me make this quick. Motion summary judgment is like you asking the law to agree on your side, saying like there's nothing to argue about, the law supports it, agree, or like support it, approve it, whatever. And then they also scheduled something called oral argument, which is where you argue your case to the judge. And that same day, that lawyer dropped her case and withdrew, leaving me without representation and expected to now file and participate in oral argument, which is something that I wouldn't have had to do if I was not represented by an attorney from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So because of that, I've gotten my law degree over the last few weeks, and I don't even know how many hours I've put into it at this point, but it's a lot. Yeah. And oral arguments are Tuesday, actually the day you guys are listening to this. And so I've still got more prep to do. So yeah. I'm super impressed with my skills though, I'm not gonna lie. I have identified some real good ones.
Yep.
Yeah. I am as good as Lincoln Lawyer or better.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I am. It's a fact. So that's why we're making this quick, and I'm not doing a very good job of that.
Okay.
So the topic is going to
be a good summary.
Topic is going to be, I guess, like parenting and marriage when you're both underwater. We're both underwater. I think that's fair to say.
I think so.
Like you with work, and the additional domestic tasks that you're having to take on.
It's not just work.
I know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like work plus, you know, the meal plan and stuff. And because you're a man, you're not as good at it as a woman.
I'm learning. I'm trying.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to pick at you a little bit.
Okay.
I worked from home for 10 years and had a little one, and I did all of those things, but it's okay. And I just accept the fact that it's because you're a man.
Okay.
That you struggle with it.
I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, that's what I'm better at than you. Say it.
What?
Working from home and doing all the things.
Okay. Yeah, I can say that. That's fine.
Say it.
Yeah, you're better at me than that.
Say it. Full
Say
sentence.
What? Okay, you are better than me at working from home with a kid.
And being a wife and a mom in a household.
Okay.
Agreed?
Sure.
Shake on it?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, great. That's the second hottest thing you've ever said to me.
Cool.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so you're look, all jokes aside, men are not wired in the same way that women are.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick at you, but y'all are wired different. I get that. So it's a little harder for you to balance, you know, like you work your hours like in a solid chunk, which by the way, I did work my hours in solid chunks I almost said the name of my previous employer because I had to or I'd lose my job. But with other employers where they were more flexible, it was more like if you have to go to a doctor's appointment, like that's okay kind of thing, right? So you get like the luxury of like your solid little chunk in your office closet that I built you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being super ADD right now.
Okay.
And on top of that, though, at the end of work, you have to cook. And then on the weekends, you're meal planning and grocery shopping.
Yeah, we're doing the yard too. I've got to take care of all
okay,
the
but that happened
stuff.
like one time in the last like 3 months.
No, it hasn't. It's happened twice since then.
But two times in 3 months.
But
it doesn't make you underwater.
Well, all of that together does.
Hire some kid. No, teach your teenage daughter to do it. I did it when I was her age. Make her do it. Make her do it. Make her do it. She can push a lawnmower. I used to mow an acre with a push mower. She can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 5th grade, by the way. No, I'm serious.
I heard you.
You don't believe me?
No, I believe you just fine.
I'll take you to the house here in Charlotte that I did it at.
I'm just telling you that, yeah.
That she'll whine and complain and yeah, I know. It's good for her. Anyways, so you're underwater, very ADD way of going about that. You're very busy and overwhelmed with all of the additional stuff that you have to take on in addition to providing for the family financially. And then I'm underwater because I am Mila's caregiver and a lawyer and like having to do all of the appointments for her, all the appointments for me, try to manage your appointments if I can, coordinating, trying to sell the Alabama house that is still not for sale, which I'm about to burn down. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, there's a current fire watch there in the county, and I'm like low-key hoping that a leaf like sets it aflame. Don't worry, I'm not going to actually burn it down. But it is tornado season in Alabama, so as long as no one is hurt, I'd like an F5 to drop on it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and the other kids in school and like all the things, okay? And then Mila has her surgeries coming up. She's got 3 surgeries coming up. So I'm dealing with all of that, and we're both just totally overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Completely overwhelmed. How would you say that looks? Like translates into just like everyday life, marriage, parenting, whatever direction you want to take it in. I'm just curious, like how you see it directly affecting everything.
I mean, it affects everything in about every category. I mean, it's like, you have to deal with what's the hottest fire of the day. I mean, essentially. Sometimes for me, that might be something at work I've got to get done so that it's taken care of before meetings and other stuff coming up. Some days it may be making sure that, somebody's at a doctor's appointment.
No, I meant like marriage and parenting.
Well, I mean,
sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. Just
it's okay.
Keep topic.
It's all good. Sorry.
I didn't really give you I mean, I just kind of like threw you a topic, but specifically
all
marriage
good.
and parenting.
Yeah. I mean, I think for us and parenting, I mean, it's like with all the stuff that we do,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that we're there to be able to spend time with all the kids.
Yeah, it's hard.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but then too, just with us, I mean, the time we get, it is few and far between.
Yeah.
The good thing is Tuesday we'll be able to have opportunity to go together, I think, for the first time in a while.
Yeah, our church is having a respite care night.
Yep.
So we signed Mila up for that, and then we're going to use that opportunity and a gift, cash gift from my aunt, and go for our anniversary somewhere.
Yep.
You made a reservation yet?
I don't need to at this place.
Oh, you know where we're going?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
What about like daily interaction with you and me? I feel like you and me are we're not at each other's throats, but we're tense.
Well,
we're short fused.
We are, but I think the problem with that is that if we try to talk, it's never a convenient time. And
no, I know. There aren't any right now.
Right, and that's the thing. I think it's difficult for us to communicate, which makes marriage hard.
Yeah. Because
that's the biggest thing in marriage is communication. You've got to be able to communicate. And while, we just can't do that effectively. I mean, sure, there's some times where we have to communicate. It may be a fire. It may be something else that popped up. And we
hopefully
have to talk
a real
about
one.
It. Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we have to communicate. We have to talk. And those things come to the forefront, though. I mean, there's no just sitting down and, saying, hey, how was your day?
Like a perfect example is the real estate agent. Our Alabama house is under contract. Texted us something about the inspection report that came back. Bad news. Okay, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true, but it was bad. And you asked me what we were going to do. And I was like, what are you talking about? I hadn't had a chance to even look at my phone. I didn't see it. And you were like, never mind. Because at that moment, I think you realize like she does not have the capacity to see that and process it in the middle of what she's doing. I was lawyering.
Yep.
And those are things that we need to be able to talk about. And it's just, there's a real hurdle in being able to do that. And that's not a self-inflicted hurdle. That is like, I am literally like studying case law, and I just can't deviate from that right now simply because I'll lose my train of thought. When you get like so deep into something that if you like break away, you're going to lose where you were at, like your mind, like the processing. Because I've used AI to help me like organize things, but I'm the one that's coming up with like legal theory and case law and policy interpretation and medical like record organization and all that kind of stuff. And so if I'm on something, like I've identified something that could really materially change things, I can't lose that. You know what I mean? And that was what I was in the middle of right then. Is like I had just identified something super, super important for our side. And I knew if I like looked at my phone and was catastrophically distracted, I would lose it, And then I think, another would be like you said, communication, when we do, it would typically be at the end of the night. But recently I've been so exhausted. I haven't even really been able to, there's been a couple nights where I couldn't even really form a coherent sentence.
Yeah.
I was that tired.
Mm-hmm.
And that was after quite literally, no exaggeration, 12 hours of just straight work, like at the computer. The only break would have been picking up the kids from school, but it still equaled 12 hours when I got home. Made up for it, with another hour after dinner or whatever. And I don't even eat without the computer. Like, when I say 12 hours, I mean 12 hours. So by that point, studying, reading, interpret, like all that, I'm not even forming a coherent sentence. You know what I mean? And so then we really can't communicate because I can't even think straight, And then for you, communication is hard when you're overwhelmed or you're tired, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that would be largely because of your stroke combined with being underwater. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd probably say so. I mean, for me, the stroke plays the part of just a bunch of stuff. I mean, there's always a bunch of stuff that you have to process or think about or whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, the more that does come in there,
Yeah,
the slower I seem to respond to that sometimes because, my brain's just got to sit there and think, wait a minute, let me process this and figure out the best way to handle it,
Is it because when I'm updating you on the case, it's like really complicated stuff? Does that make it kind of harder?
Yeah, it makes it harder for me to remember some of the things because I listen, but I may not necessarily like fully understand what all you're trying to say.
Well, I think that would be fair for anybody, probably, unless they're like intimately familiar with what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about like FL2 forms, you're like, what?
Yeah.
So that's not, I don't think that's your stroke. I think that's just, you're not in the position to have to know what that is.
Yeah.
But I do try to think, like, I think I asked you the other day, like, are you following? That doesn't offend you when I ask you that, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I appreciate it. It slows it down. So, yeah.
I did, because I wasn't sure if it's offensive or helpful.
No, I don't get offended about
I just wanted to make sure that, like, I wasn't going too fast or going too deep.
No, I mean, there's times where that happens, but, I mean, if that's the case, it's my responsibility to say that.
Well, I mean, I think we're a team. So if I say...
Yeah, but you don't know what you don't know.
Well,
so if I don't say
no,
anything,
but I mean, I can catch myself going deep fast and then identify it, I mean, I'm a genius, so, like, I'm able to identify if I'm going genius level.
Okay.
And then pause.
Okay. Sure.
That's what geniuses can do.
Okay.
And then I think across the board, like we've talked about before, temper with everything. Temper with the kids, temper with each other, temper with the thing we stubbed our toe on. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. Like, I feel like we're so overwhelmed that we're just like, fuses are short. And that's hard.
Yep, it is.
Really hard.
Yep.
And I know the kids are feeling the tension of it.
They can at times, yeah, for sure.
Mila's the only one that's probably mostly blissfully unaware.
Gosh, she's just having the time of her life. It don't matter what she's doing.
No. Although sometimes if one of us is getting, like, if we're talking in the car and we're heated, she'll say, stop it.
Yeah, sure.
Which that's honestly, that's like the most powerful thing that holds us accountable is when she says stop it, we're like, all right, no more.
Yep.
Chill.
Yep.
Not that we're like yelling, but if we raise our voice like a decibel, she picks up on it.
Yeah. Because the kids will go back too. They'll argue back and forth with you. So then it's like, goodness gracious alive.
One really sweet moment while I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I told you this or not because I'm so good at telling people things. Like, I can't keep track of who I tell what. But I was at my computer the other day. You were upstairs working, and I think I like rubbed my face and I was just kind of stressed and I put my head down, and Mila walked up to me. I was in the dining room, and she literally goes, "It's okay, Mama." And she gave me a hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
So, like, she senses it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was so sweet.
Yes.
So sweet. She either said it's okay, Mama, or I love you, Mama. I can't remember which one.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it was clear. She knew Mama was stressed out. She doesn't fully understand like what that means to be stressed out, but like she could sense it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And goodness gracious, it was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing she did was, I did tell you about this, where I was in the den working and she was playing Fortnite or something.
Yeah.
And no, she was watching Moana 2 and eating her chicken nuggets on the couch. And I caught her looking at me and I looked at her and I just smiled. She smiled and then she goes, I love you, sweetheart.
It's cute.
It was so cute.
Yeah.
And she's what drives me. But not just her. We talked about that today and I wanna talk about that a little bit. I know you worry about other kids driving me, but I can't let go of that. You know, the fight for Cap C and the fight for this is not just Mila anymore. It's become materially more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing, so I don't think I've fully told you the crash EMDR session that I did with my, like, I think I've attempted to start telling you and I've been too tired or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this is me telling you right now in real time. So eye movement is typical EMDR where you're like going back and forth, horizontal or whatever direction. But for me, that's hard with ADD. And so this time she brought in we've never done like a full EMDR session. We've just tried to identify like what works. And then I was never stable enough to move with it. But in this case, she's trying to like crash prepare me for oral argument, meaning she's trying to give me the tools very quickly try to stabilize this one point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she gave me these two handheld things and she can control the speed and intensity and they vibrate. So it's just bilateral stimulation. So I'm just holding them. So I hold them with my eyes closed. And she starts out, you know, just asking me to observe what I'm feeling. And I don't remember what I said, probably something like nervousness or whatever. And then she says, you know, observe yourself like in that courtroom or whatever. It's not going to be a courtroom. It's going to be a phone call. But regardless, like, you know, whatever. And she said, what do you notice? She would do that. She'd be like, you know, her words are, and you know, none of this is like new agey stuff. This is science. Okay. Not like knocking new agey stuff, because I don't even know what that means. I'm just saying this is scientific. EMDR is like highly supported by science. And so anyway, so she would say, notice that. So for this instance, it was, I'm nervous. Okay. Then she would say, what did you notice? And I would say, I noticed I was nervous. Then she would say, okay, notice that. And then I would notice that again. And then she said, what did you notice? And or what did you observe? And I said, I saw myself in a courtroom. She said, okay, do it again. Notice that. And keep in mind, like, she stops the vibrations in between, but it's like pretty fast. Okay. And then she starts it again as soon as I like close my eyes and think. So I noticed the courtroom. And then she said, tell me what you observed. I said, I saw other children. And she said, okay, notice that again, starting the bilateral stimulation. She said, what do you observe? I said, I'm nervous. She said, I want you to this time take that nervousness and set it aside. I said, how do I do that? She said, literally just like imagine yourself like picking it up and placing it aside. So then we started it again. And she said, what did you observe? And I said, I pictured myself like picking up this anxiety out of my chest and putting it into this box that's in the courtroom, locking it. But then I imagined that it was like, you remember the movie Flubber with the slime?
Yeah.
I imagined it was like flubber and it just kept trying to seep out. And all of this is like coming into it was wild. And so I sat on it in my brain. Like I pictured myself sitting on it. And so then I told her and she said, okay. She was like, so I want you to observe yourself again in the courtroom. You see the kids, you're sitting on the box. What do you like? Start again. Notice that. And we did it again. And I said that I was this time I said I was nervous again. And it keeps trying to come out. She said, okay, notice that. Then we did it again. She said, what did you observe? And I said, the kids are suffering a lot more than me. And she said, notice that. So I closed my eyes and we did that again. And then she said, what'd you observe? And at that point I started crying. And I opened my eyes and I said, I feel sad for them.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, okay, that's enough. Like, we're done. Like, let's stop here. And I was like, what just happened? I don't understand. And she said, it's unprocessed trauma. The science is real. It brings out these emotions in you. It's unprocessed grief. But when I tell you I can't set the kids aside, I can't. Because when I imagine myself in a courtroom, I don't see Mila necessarily. It's bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see other kids. Yes, Mila's a part of it. Yes, Mila is like, she's my child. But I'm seeing other kids. And that is immediately where my brain went. And what I actually imagined was the judge in front of me, the kids right here, and me right here between them and the judge. And I know that's an enormous weight. I get it.
Mm-hmm. The
thing is, and one thing that I talked to her about is, this doesn't say anything about my abilities or my like confidence in myself or oh, I think I'm so great that I'm going to like help these kids. Like, no, it's just that I see this case as something that can set precedent for kids that are legally entitled to this, that are getting swept under the rug. And one thing I told my therapist is, a lot of parents are gifted with a lot of things. And one of those that I wish I had is patience, right? Like, I don't have a whole lot of, like, I struggle with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I do have is extreme stubbornness that is often a curse, but can be a blessing. More often than not, it can be a curse. But in this situation, it can be seen as a blessing. And while their parents may choose, she described it a beautiful way, like just to hold their child and enjoy the moment and let it go. I can't because I'm principled and stubborn, and it's wrong. And there's nothing wrong with either one of those. There's nothing wrong with the parent choosing to hold their child, enjoy their child, and let it go at all. There's also nothing wrong with the parent like me who says, no, I don't accept this. And I'm gonna fight it. And I think because I know that this is the one and only time you're going to hear me say this, so obnoxiously stubborn and neurotic and just annoying sometimes when I'm trying to get something done. I see that as something that can be considered a gift in this situation. Not that I am the savior of these children. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't believe that. I joke about my abilities, but I actually think I'm very incapable. But I just see it for what it is, which is possible legal precedent. That way, if another kid just like Mila applies in the future, there's a case that their attorney or their parent or the judge can point to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said I can't set the kids aside.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that.
No, I know you weren't.
Adding all of that on top of it.
As my husband, you were trying to protect me.
That is correct.
And I understand that. And I respect that. And I thank you for that. I'm just telling you, I can't. Because it is not just, I'm not just doing this for Mila. This has so much more meaning and purpose behind it. And I have to use that to drive me. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
I get it.
I can't let that go because it's largely part of why I'm so passionate about this. Mm-hmm. It is the driving passion behind it. Mila's the vehicle, but the passion behind the vehicle is the other kids that are waiting, mm-hmm. that may come after her. And again, not through me, not through my abilities, through some obnoxious stubbornness that I have that might then open legal precedent, not because of my abilities, but because that is just how the law works, mm-hmm. you know? And so that's why partly why I feel so underwater, because yeah, there's that's a real pressure and it's not going to go away. That pressure is there and no one can take that away. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's unfair to put on myself. I think it's there for a reason. I don't believe that image just comes to my mind. I believe that God is likely, calling me to do this. And I'm going to be obedient to that. And yeah, the passion is what's driving it. Mm-hmm. But I'm underwater because it's a lot.
Yeah.
But Mila's case is literally the perfect one for it. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that as messed up as her case is, meaning like documentation wise and everything, and flawed on their side, that makes it beautiful. Because you have this physically invisible disabled child, or physically invisibly disabled child. Yeah. Okay. She's physically disabled, but it's invisible. And the flaws on the other side are so big that it's gold, it's legal gold. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So if y'all see me in the Supreme Court, you're going to know why. Mm-hmm. And I mean it. I'm not joking. It's hard to tell when I'm joking sometimes. I think I changed our biography on YouTube to sometimes we confuse our own family.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the purposes of not doing that, I'm not joking. I will take this to the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we've talked about that already. So just clarifying for the record, I'm serious.
Yeah.
As far as anything else, I mean, I think the purpose really of today is just for parents that are drowning, whatever is drowning them, mm-hmm. for them to know that they're not alone, Yep. Hold on to your marriage. Try to make it a priority as much as you can. And if that means carving out 15 minutes to hug, that's all you can do that.
Yep.
Any other advice?
No, I think
because I want to leave them with something something we've learned. How about that? Mm-hmm. How about instead of a quiet thought, one thing we've learned that can help through this? We're still learning. We're not experts, but one thing that we may have learned.
Yeah. For me is trying to understand what the other person thinks is more than what I normally would have. Like
me being the other person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Because normally it's just my mind we're in a structure where we've got stuff we've got to do, get it done, move on. That's kind of been my mindset a lot mm-hmm. of the time, and stopping to think more about what the other person feels and deals with on a daily basis is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm great at it because I'm not, but
I don't think I'm good at communicating it really.
Well, I mean,
I don't really open up in a vulnerable way,
mm-hmm.
like I did just now.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen very often, I don't think. Probably because I am busy,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have time to let myself feel that way.
Yeah.
And that is a disservice to our marriage.
Well, that's all right. I mean, we're doing the best we can. I mean, but I think ways to help with that is, yeah, I mean, if you can, number one, get away for if it's even 30 minutes, go get a coffee, sit down, have a conversation.
Yeah.
We did that one time recently. It was great. We need to do it again.
Yeah.
We'll be able to do it more on Tuesday, just to kind of sit back and
Mm-hmm.
talk, and we need that. I know we do.
Yeah.
Honestly, for everybody else, I mean, maybe there's groups and things that you have around you,
For sure.
or people that you may know that you can get with to maybe take an hour or two away from the kids and just go. Just take a break.
Once I have more knowledge in that area, I do want to put together a document that just outlines like some basic resources. I just don't feel like I'm qualified to do that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still learning what those are.
Yeah.
But that's on my mind to do.
Well, right now for us, it's essentially our time. We give each other our own nights, Friday and Saturday, and we just kind of let us kind of do our own thing, just to take our mind off of.
Which for me is watching medical YouTube podcasts, and for you is whatever game or something like that.
Yeah, I'll sit down on the computer,
do
something. Yep.
And then we'll come back together and watch a show Sunday through Thursday.
Yep.
One thing I would say that came to mind for people that need to spend time in their relationship together is if you and your spouse go to have coffee or whatever, you may not have a podcast. I feel like in this instance it's helped us because we have like pointed questions that we ask each other, and it's been really, honestly, like I feel like it's brought us closer together, or it brings us together every week when we sit down and do this. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I do.
And so what I was going to say is maybe have, as dumb as this may sound, maybe go into it with some questions for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, because a lot of times I think we resort to just talking about kids or work.
Yep.
And when you're dating, you don't do that. When you're dating, you're getting to know that person. So throw into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. Give me some creative questions to ask. Full transparency, Claude came up with my last 2 questions today as we were sitting here turning on the camera, because I did not have time to prepare them. But I just literally, I mean, if you use Claude or use ChatGPT or use any other AI on a regular basis, literally just say rapid fire based on every single thing you know about me. Give me 3, 5, whatever questions to ask my spouse.
Yeah.
And if Claude is a lot better about extracting from previous conversations, so is Chat from previous memory. Claude's memory extraction is new. I think that's an upgrade.
It is. Yeah.
I don't know about Gemini and Grok. I don't really use them enough. Yeah. But yeah, just plug that in. And if you don't use them, doesn't matter. Just do it anyways. It'll still give you good creative ones. Or get the I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the high key game, or what, HYCHE, and it's what my sister's sister-in-law, so like my sister-in-law by marriage, Melanie, gave us with the cards. I think it's called high key game.
I don't remember. I don't know.
I think it's HY.
I thought it was a G.
Is it? I don't know. I'll link it below. But it is like a thick stack of questions that you can ask. So anyway.
Yep.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
I've got more studying to do.
Fair enough. I got to go down and cook, so.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that.
Sure. Thanks for
Excuse me.
studying.
What is going on? That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Okay.
Well, no, that's not true. I used that last time.
Yeah, you did.
I can't keep using that line. It turns me on.
Okay.
That was too deep, wasn't it?
It was.
Okay, we'll end on that note.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right, thank you. Bye.